there. Welcome back. My name is Monica Brooks, and I am here with one of my bestest friends, Jen Gardner. She is visiting me from Ohio.
Iowa. I'm from Iowa.
In Ohio, and I'm so excited to have her here. We've been visiting the past few days, and I thought what a perfect opportunity to come together and talk about body image. It's so important to take charge of your life by surrounding yourself with people who will lift you up because they lift themselves up as well. And for me, that person is Jen. So welcome, Jen, to my YouTube channel. I absolutely love her. She is a ball of energy, and I thought, let's talk about this. And so, Jen, I know you had a double mastectomy. You decided to not undergo any type of reconstruction. And when I see you, I often call you like a goddess. And she says like her body is a temple. Like she just exudes this confidence. Now it's not overconfidence or it's like this conceited type of thing, but it's like you feel good in your skin and your body and who you've become. So like, let's talk more about that. Like, how did you get there? And how can you help us get to that point as well? So go for it.
Awesome. Thank you. Great question. Well, I guess one thing I will say is in the beginning, it wasn't always like that. And I mentioned this in our conversations prior, but like probably for at least the first year, I felt very self-conscious. Like I have a vivid memory of when my husband and I were watching Dirty Dancing and, she had some like her cleavage or whatever, and it made me feel so insecure.
Is this after your surgery?
Yes.
Then? Okay.
Yeah, after my surgery, double mastectomy, flat. I just felt like so insecure about the cleavage, and I'm like, oh, and it made me feel like, you know, less than a woman and really uncomfortable. And it's been a process. And I think one of the biggest things that has helped me regain my confidence, which is pretty new within the last year, like last November, I joined Lifetime Fitness. And because when you're on the menopause meds, at least for me, I continued to like gain weight. And it just felt like it was nonstop. I was just
and that's hard.
Yeah.
Especially when you haven't had to maintain or like worry about your weight and it's just been naturally been able to stay thin.
When you're like a naturally slender person,
right.
To be gaining weight is like, like
it doesn't feel good.
No, it feels awful.
I think even like physically, but also mentally, what you're going through, like it doesn't feel good to put on that weight, even though like we're more than our weight and we know that.
Absolutely.
But when you start to feel less about yourself is never a good spot to be in.
Right. And so I just joined the gym, and joining a gym is very intimidating, especially a gym like Lifetime where there's a lot of fit, attractive people. I literally probably for the first 4 weeks stayed in the corner just on a row machine.
I remember you would tell me that. Yes.
And one time they moved the row machine and I went to the front desk and I'm like, you need to put my machine back because that's where I go. I'm just like, that's where I feel comfortable. And gradually over time, I would challenge myself to try something new, like in the gym area. And then eventually I got to the weights. And then I did at one point hire a trainer, an online trainer, and she would give me exercises to do. And that was difficult because I'm like going into the gym, I have to find the equipment, I have to figure out how to use it. And people at Lifetime, at least are very supportive. And if I had a question, they would help me like figure out how to work the equipment. There was like for months, I used this one piece of equipment incorrectly. And I didn't realize it until I saw somebody use it. And actually you have to unhook the weight. It was like a calf raise and I was doing it hooked. So it was just like, and then when you unhook it, it like gives you full range of motion. And I'm like, wow, that's embarrassing. I've been doing that. And it was like a 15-year-old kid. And I was like, hey, you show me how to use this machine. But it's been this evolution and that in and of itself, getting comfortable in the gym has been something. But I would say by and large, where I have found a lot of my confidence is overcoming that fear of the gym. And even though like in my mind, I thought I was going to see results like in a month or 18 weeks. And really the truth of it is when you're lifting weights, like it's very incremental change, and like lifting weights and building muscle takes a long, long time. That has made me like that. And you hear, if you like are into fitness or follow people on Instagram, like they talk a lot about like looking for the wins that are not focused around your body or your weight. Like, are you stronger? Are you like pushing more weight? Like you're looking for those types of goals And I don't know, I think that's a huge chunk of where my confidence is coming from now.
But I feel like even before, so like when you and I started Marco Poloing, so Marco Polo is an app where you can like send videos to each other. We were slamming Thin Mints.
We were pounding Thin Mints like together. It was a thing.
It was so good. But I still feel like even before you started working out, your confidence, you still had a sense of confidence about yourself, even before the gym. Like, you're beautiful and you were confident in that. Even though our bodies were changing and they were different, like, was there any mental work you needed to do to overcome the stigma around what the world says is beautiful, like boobs and like the tiny waist and the big butt is a thing right now. And it's like, how do you overcome what you see, that like everything else that's out there?
It takes like, for me, it's been a lot of going inside and, finding what I like about myself.
What do you want to know what you like about yourself?
What?
I want to know what you like about yourself.
I am resilient.
Yeah.
I know, and I'm like so tired of being resilient.
I know, like we all had to be resilient through 2020. We're like, we're tired of it.
I'm very adaptable. And actually, so being in like a corporate environment, being coachable and knowing how important that attribute is, like if someone who is open to feedback, like that's not always a given. Some people are very resistant to feedback, and I take what I obviously I'm not going to like take everything as gospel, but I am open to hearing it and I'm open to making adjustments and growing. Growth is a big thing for me, and it always has been.
How do you instill? So you have a 5-year-old daughter, and
Larkin.
she's gorgeous. Is that a word? Gorgeous?
It is now.
She's gorgeous. How do you instill body confidence to her when there's so many things working against us in today's society?
I mean, you have to like have a strong, or at least somewhat of a foundation in yourself to even have any, in my mind, any element of confidence to go out in the world. And
I think children will see if we really mean it. Like if we don't feel good about ourselves and we're teaching our children to feel strong about themselves and to be confident, they're going to see right through that. Like if mom doesn't feel good about her body, then why should I?
And sometimes, I mean, I'll be naked in front of Larkin and she'll be like, Mom, your booty's naked. And I'm like, yep. But I'm never, like, you would never catch me in the mirror being like, oh, I'm fat, or, oh, I don't like my body. I would never, I don't. I'm just like, God bless this body. And I'm thankful to be alive. And like, I am strong. And like, and she,
do you ever catch yourself, though, without Larkin around, saying those things to yourself?
No, I don't. I mean, yes. Okay, that's a lie. Because there's been times on Marco Polo when we're talking and I'm like, oh, I just feel so gross. Like, I just feel, ugh. And that's to me, that's like a signpost that, like, okay, what do I need to do right now? Like, what's going to bring me out of this funk? Do I need to, like, go to the gym and push some weight? Yes. Maybe have a juice or like eat a nourishing meal that is good for my body. That's what's gonna, like, regardless of what, yes, I might feel gross, like how I look, but I think the important part is like taking an action or even like taking a walk.
Yeah.
And focusing on like my body's ability to take this walk.
That's
is
so true.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like I am able to walk.
Yeah. So let's talk about, you decided to go flat and lose your breasts. I remember you saying like, I had a slamming body.
I did. I had a banging body.
Ow! How do you get through that to where you like still have a banging body, but you don't have breasts? Like, we were just talking earlier about my struggles, like even intimacy, like it's so hard because it's like, I feel like I'm less of a woman.
Yep.
Because I have one breast and I feel like this isn't enough for my partner. And like, it's hard. It's hard feeling less sexual or less sexuality as this feminine goddess that we are. So how do you I need help. Like, how do you work through this? How did you work through this? If you had a banging bod, then you lost your breasts,
but it wasn't even just the breasts too. It was like the weight gain from being in menopause. I have a tire where there was no tire before, right? And I'm even like probably eating healthier now than I ever have, and I'm lifting weights and it still persists, and I just have to like trust that my body is going to move the way that it's supposed to move. And maybe eventually I'll get where in my mind I want to be. But until like, at least until that happens, it's a matter of acceptance. And like, this is a big thing for me that I've learned, like buying clothes that fit. Like, and you see women on Instagram who are teeny tiny, but they wear shit that's too small and it doesn't look flattering. And it's like right now I'm a size 12 and I've like, I'm typically a size 6, size 8. Like that's normal for me, but 12 is normal now. And now it's just a matter of like finding clothes that fit and look flattering.
So it sounds like you're saying stop comparing yourself to the older version of you, where you're not going to be that size 6 or maybe not even more, like ever again.
Maybe never again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that does it suck? Okay, yeah, sometimes, but also like
But I think the longer you stay hooked onto the person you used to be, the harder it is to feel good about yourself and what you are now. Because if you're trying to squeeze into the size 4, size 6, size 8, that's
depressing.
not going to feel good. That cannot feel good if you're hanging on to clothes that you know.
And I had all those clothes and I just donated them. And that in and of itself was like therapy. Like I'm letting this go.
And accepting.
Yeah.
I think accepting for things for how they are today and now.
And you can still look banging at a size 12. I have learned that. Like I look good. Like.
That's why I love her confidence. Like, and it's not like, I think being confident isn't a bad thing. I think we should all feel confident in the skin that we're in and the clothes that we're in. And it's less about the breasts we have or our legs or the tire around our stomach. Like you can still feel really good. But I think what I'm hearing is that the sooner you can move on from how it used to be and accept yourself for how you are now, and this is it, like this may be the best we're ever going to look again, the easier it is to move on from the life you had before.
And I would say too, like finding the things that make you feel good. Like what is it? Like for me, it's lifting weights. I love lifting weights. Or, like finding clothes that fit really nice on your figure. Like there is something for everyone out there.
So maybe that's like a first step, is finding what makes you feel good.
Yeah.
What makes you feel good. Maybe it's wearing a sexy piece of lingerie or something.
Or maybe there's a certain color that you just absolutely love and you just feel like a goddess when you wear it. Like wear that color.
So what advice would you give to someone who is really struggling with body image after losing a breast or both breasts?
I would say like to find the thing that, and it's going to take time and it's going to take exploring, but like, don't give up. Like there's a lot that you can explore that will kind of help you piece back together that confidence. And we talked about this a little bit, but like when my marriage ended and I was single and I was dating, like that was a confidence boost. Like,
being single and dating was a confidence boost?
No, but just like being out in the world and like also like not having breasts, but also realizing that like men were very much attracted to me. And not that I need that validation, but just showing up in the world as I am and having people want me is like, oh, okay. Like more than I was expecting, I guess. And that was, I don't know, that was something, I guess. It was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. And I also wasn't like really looking for it, but it just kind of was like, oh, okay, like.
I still got it.
Yeah, I still got it.
So it sounds like being patient while you explore what makes you feel good about yourself. And it may not be the same thing what it was before cancer.
No.
It could be completely different. So that's why I think it's important to explore maybe things you've never explored before to make you feel sexy. Like for me, it's like lingerie. Like I don't wear lingerie. Like, but maybe that would help me feel more sexual and to my husband. And even though there's no, like, I know he still finds me attractive, I think it's more in my mind, like, do I find myself still attractive? And that's hard. It's hard to work through. And nobody prepares you for this. Like nobody prepares you for life after cancer or the sexuality after you lose a breast or both breasts. Even if you go through deep flap, that's a scar along your belly, and then the patchwork that we have put together. It's hard, but it sounds like you're just saying be patient and explore different ways to feel sexual about yourself.
And I'm actually, something is coming to mind, and this is so weird, but like patterned pantyhose for me with like a very plain black dress. Like I'll give you an example. This dress that I bought, it comes up to my neck and it's long sleeved and it's very like a modest length, but like with some patterned pantyhose and like some little boots, like for whatever reason, like it's just so sexy. And I get compliments from men and women when I wear stuff like that. And like, it's weird that something like pantyhose would be like, oh yeah, but like...
Yeah, and I think too though, like even though you're getting those compliments from men and women, you have to feel good in it first.
Yeah.
For you.
And that's the thing. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. But had I ever worn patterned pantyhose before? No, because it's about this like, oh, that's kind of cute. I never thought about that. I'm going to try it. And like experimenting.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be dependent on compliments to make yourself feel good. The confidence comes from within.
Right.
Which is what I've seen with you. The other compliments outside of you are like a bonus.
Yeah.
But you need to feel good about it and not depend on other people to make you feel good about yourself. That's internal work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. It could be anything like, and I'm also thinking about like even experimenting with like a hairstyle or just like anything like,
makeup even. I mean, like if you wanted to like do something different.
Change it up. Maybe try a bold lipstick. Like I can't wear a bold lipstick, but you pull off bold lips.
Thank you.
Amazingly. I think the whole thing is like exploration and being willing to kind of step out of your comfort zone.
Which can be hard.
But it is hard.
But it takes effort. Like what I see survivorship as in life after cancer is you can coast along, but that's not really going to get you where you need to be faster. It's like you're just kind of coasting through life, but you have to be willing to take action to improve your life and to improve the survivorship experience because it's hard. It's hard and you have to be willing to put the work in order to really thrive. And that's where that thriving comes from. You can't coast along survivorship and feel like, oh, I'm a thriver. It's like, it takes work. Like, it takes a lot of work to feel
intention.
good.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm not there. Like, I don't love my body. I don't love, like, we were just talking over lunch, like, how hard I am on myself. And watching people being intimate on TV is really difficult for me because it makes me feel less of a woman. And, like, oh, that could have been me. And losing the passion and the excitement of being in a relationship. It's like it's all shifted and changed and it takes work. It takes a lot of work. So thank you for being here and sharing your insights with us.
I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy she's here too. She's taken off to the airport. We have to leave here like in 5 minutes. So we better get going. So thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe and there'll be more videos your way. Take care, everyone. Bye.